back. We're here with Joe from Gonzo Enterprise. Joe, how are you?
Great, Easton. How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. It's excited to chat and excited, to kind of hear your story and share your knowledge. So thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Of course. And Gonzo Enterprise started in March of this year. Why did you decide to make this pivot and start your own business?
Really just, I knew it since I was young, man, that I was just made to be an entrepreneur, to be honest. It just really wasn't meant to be working. Like, it's always in the back of my mind, it was stepping stones, and I knew one day I'd get to where, I'd be able to get on my own. And then my new motivation are my three kids, man. Got to be close to them, and working a lot of hours at work and stuff like that. You're away from home, so I'm trying to make more free time.
Yeah, and I think having that motivation is especially something that's something that's outside of you. I think is important because I think it's obviously going to drive you more. I mean, you're obviously very motivated, but having that extra motivation of like I have people to feed, I have people to take care of.
Oh yeah,
it
no
pushes
doubt.
you.
Yeah, because they're like sponges, man. They literally absorb everything and they watch your every move. So yeah, I try to just wake up every single day and evolve and try to be the best version of me. Not only for myself but for them and everybody else.
And you saw an opportunity to bring high-end epoxy to the Toledo market. What really caught your attention about kind of starting that type of business in like Toledo?
So when I was younger, my dad always preached to me, man, get in the trades, get in the trades. So I finally did get in the trades. Finally, when I first started in the trades, I was a carpenter. Started off with rough framing, did that for 4 years. That's when I transferred into the concrete world, slash epoxy, and joined with the company, just really basically just because it was good pay. At first, and then now, I didn't know it opened me a whole new world. What was out there and available, and then once I obtained the knowledge of doing everything on my own and crunching numbers and know what you can really do, then it's it made me start thinking, start branching out, and then again I'm just used to doing this every single day pretty much for the last 8 years. So it's like I'll just continue to do it. I actually enjoy it, but that's what really gave me the start. There.
And can you kind of talk about the benefits of epoxying the floor versus going like with a traditional flooring, type?
Longevity, with your normal, laminate floors or stick and peels or all the new stuff they got going on, even tile, it just doesn't, nothing lasts like that. It doesn't really last forever, especially with animals, stuff like that, any type of urine or, stuff like that. You got to rip the whole stuff right up. It gets down up in there. So the epoxy, really seals everything. It's seamless. And just nothing can absorb underneath afterwards. So, it makes it really easy for cleanup and just looks, nowadays they have a bunch of different type of epoxy systems. So, you can go from just a basic look to all the way to the most elegant look they have, a lot of people, again, do marble effects like this as well, one of the higher grade epoxy systems there are. And it's, like I said, the durability of it, as long as it's prepped right and laid down properly, you can drop stuff on here, it's a hammer, and you should be fine. So.
Yeah, and I think it's a different type to, it's a different, because I think a lot of people go with like the laminate, they go with the tile, but I think at least here in Toledo, it's something that I really haven't seen in the market until recently. So, it's kind of interesting to see people kind of going a different route, especially in the bigger commercial spaces and things like that.
Yeah. I've noticed too, a lot of concrete polish is, and I walk into businesses, they really like that.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And as other things I see is in the market, it is starting to grow everywhere as you walk in other places, especially on the commercial side.
Yeah, for sure. And for Gonzo Enterprise, when you're working with a customer, how do you make sure you are fulfilling their needs while still making sure your work is quality and done on time?
Really just communication with them, letting them know exactly, beforehand, really what's the proper, so what's going to happen, so there's no hiccups and there's no, added questions or why, what's going on, this, that, and the other, pretty straightforward, on the time frame normally, unless there's, we rip up a bad floor and it's just, horrendous under there and we got to do a little extra TLC.
Which I've seen on your
Yeah.
Facebook page.
Yeah, oh yeah, we've done some bad stuff, man. Brought it back to life though, you know what I mean? A lot of people too, they think that once they see it, it's, it's not fixable. But, we brought some really, really bad stuff back to life, man.
And as a contractor in general, how do you make sure your customers know that you appreciate them?
Really, I just try to get on a personal level with them, as much as I can, and just try to be as really professional, and just polite, polite. Just being polite goes a long way, A lot of people don't understand that, and really, like I said, just being nice and formal, on point. I think that's really a big thing with customers. Once you're just, you lay everything out and you're like, this is what it is, real simple and easy, there should be no worries, for the most part, they shouldn't have any worries in the back of their mind. And then, that just kind of gives them the peace of mind too, so.
And I think if you're showing up on time, if you're responding to text within 48 hours,
Oh,
I think if you're doing the basic things,
100%.
just being there really of like,
Right.
wow, this guy does what he says he's going to do. Okay. There's trust.
And yes, and that's, coming to find out that's really hard in the construction world is, reliability and stuff like that. On most people's part, they can't even get on there on time and stuff like that. So yeah, that's real critical. It's just like you said, just little things, most people don't think about every day that's, can make or break somebody.
Yeah. Well, I found that's in regular business too.
Yes.
Is like people don't email you back on time. People, you want to quote, you want to do business with them, and they're acting like they don't need more business.
Right.
So it's very interesting to kind of just see it all and then see you kind of say, okay, let's change this. I want to be a guy that shows up on time. I want to be a guy that does good work. I want to be a guy, if I do make a mistake, I'm going to communicate with that.
I think organization also is like one of the biggest things as well. A lot of people get overwhelmed really easily. Or, they take on too many tasks at one time, and then before you know it, they're just, pushing out a task to the back burner, and, before it's, days, weeks, so forth, before they actually get to it, and then, they got other ones going, and then, again, that's how the chaotic starts. So I think really just trying to, obviously you want to grow as fast, but not too fast, just be able to handle what you can, control the variable a little more. You know what I mean? I think that's has a big part of growth in business, because if you try to just jump the gun and just try to go up to here and you're not ready for that yet, you know what I mean? It's just gonna a lot of headache, a lot of stress, a lot of up and down roller coaster, that could have been avoided.
And to go more personal, back in 2017, you posted on Facebook. You said, my biggest goal in life, let me restart that. My biggest goal in life I have battled with is not just being the guy that just talks that talk, but being a man that walks the walk. How do you live your life with an action-based mentality versus just talking about it?
Really, just the background, I guess the upbringing that I was, raised in, has a lot to do with that. My dad was pretty, he pumped a lot into me as a child, even though, most people, will tell you this is what you need to do, but don't actually do what they say.
Yeah.
And, I decided, well, how about we just start doing what we say, Like I said, back to my children, they watch everything. So that was my biggest thing, and how I really, really changed, to be honest, to get that mindset to, like I said, just to be the best version of me every day. Wake up on point, consistency, discipline. Discipline isn't just you just don't have it. It comes with consistency, waking up every single day, and doing things you don't want to do, even though you got to do it. Getting through that mental hill that most people they battle with. I feel like I said, because it's hard. Stuff's not easy at all. But obviously, like I said, you want it bad enough. You'll dig deep, and you're gonna do it. And like I said, so I think that really just the main thing for me is just working every single day at it. You know, you're gonna have ups and down battles, man. You're gonna, if you're really gonna build something huge and really build something worth, longevity and lasting. You're gonna go through it all, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're gonna have good days, bad days, horrible days. You're gonna have all the emotions. And but I think just people don't give themselves enough credit. Just on the little things they've done in a short period of time, that you can do, and when you look back at it and you start thinking like, whoa, I really have come a far way, and that's nice to look at, and then just really just self-satisfaction, you know what I mean, knowing that in the back of my mind, like, yeah, there was always like, this is what I wanted to do when we're finally here.
Yeah.
So.
And with your family being a huge impact on your life in general, was there lessons that you learned from them that now you instill into your kids?
Oh yeah, plenty. I learn from everybody. Pick and choose. We even make my own thing. You know what I mean? I grew up. You know what I mean? Like I said, pretty strong-willed mind, based family. Really God-oriented. Having that faith. Some people do, some people don't. To me, I've had a lot of experiences in life, been through a lot of stuff, most people have not gone through, some people probably won't go through. And just when, you see for yourself, man, just the stuff that, you thought you weren't even going to see the next day. And, he just continues to show and move forward, move me forward, So for me, the biggest thing is, having faith to God, and just keeping on the journey, man. You're already here. Don't turn back now.
Yeah.
Just keep moving forward. No matter what's thrown at your way. Eventually, if you're persistent and you're doing things with the right intentions and a pure heart, man, you're gonna get there.
I agree. Pure intentions is the way, and I think when you lead life with pure intentions, things will work out.
Oh.
Maybe not in the way that you think it's going to.
No, it never works out how you think. I don't care who you are or how smart you are, or any of that. You can have you think the slickest game plan, but it never goes accordingly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, as long as you get there, that's all that matters.
And if you could relive one moment of your life, what would that be?
Relive one moment. I say just going back to being a child again, and just enjoying the small little things that that time goes by quick, man.
Yes.
Time doesn't wait for nobody. So a lot of people you don't enjoy the little things in life. They're too busy doing this, too busy doing that. Trying to be successful. I got kids, I got family, I got this job. I'm a coach. I'm this, that, and the other. But been doing that my whole life. But I think you always need to have a good balance. Because again, we're all human, man. So we can easily get overwhelmed and get out of whack, and then once you're doing like that, you're not performing right, you're not thinking right, you're not making the best choices, this, that, and the other. So I think just having a lot of self-discipline, not self-discipline, that was the word I want to use, I'm sorry, is like self-care, people don't spend enough time on themselves sometimes, they get overwhelmed and wrapped up, and it's good to have me time, hobbies, therapeutic stuff. It brings all the stuff together, what I mean, and like I said, it keeps you balanced up top and everywhere around, and just good all around,
Yeah, and I think taking care of yourself is important. I think being a business owner, we forget that, and time flies very quickly. And you look back and you're like, I haven't worked out in 6 months, or I haven't ate healthy in 3 months. It's like you're just going.
100%. A lot of people, live on the fly, so everything's convenient these days, and most things around us aren't healthy that are convenient. A lot of it's, who knows what it is these days. It's, but yeah, that's the diet is definitely a key thing, man. You eat right, you think right.
Absolutely.
You're moving right. You're putting poison in your body. You're gonna be moving sluggish. That's just how it goes. You know, you try to put the proper stuff in you. It's I think better, clearer. You know what I mean? It's you know, that's just like everybody else. I eat super good, period of time, and then slack off. But again, it's everything like about discipline, consistency. Eventually, hopefully, you get to staying on them just good habits. But like I said, it's just about progressing every day, man. Just kind of move forward.
Yeah. I have 2 more questions for you. If you could have dinner with 2 people, one person from the past and one person from the present, who would it be and why?
Like anybody,
Anyone from the past and anyone from the present.
like that I have to know them on a personal level, or
Anyone, you can have one person from the past, which is forever. They have died, and then from before, and you can have one person from the present, and that's anyone that is alive right now.
man, threw a curveball at me right there, Easton.
It stumps. I ask every guest this question, and almost every one of them's like, I have no clue.
Yeah, it's definitely out there. I'm trying to think, and not really nothing's coming to mind right now. But let me think real fast. If I had to pick somebody from the past and one from the present, okay. So I'll do the right now, the present, because the past, like I said, it's just not coming to me right now, man. If I can meet somebody right now, it'd be Inky Johnson. Inky Johnson is the man. That guy's one of the top motivational speakers right now. Great guy. Was a ex NFL candidate. Tragedy. Had a just he got hit. Weird stuff. Weird. Right, wrong place, right time, but everything worked out for him. It was crazy because this guy had his whole life, like planned out. Like he was going to the NFL. This is all he knew. He trained everything dedicated, and then boom, just got thrown a whole upside down curveball, everything. 360. And almost lost his life over it, everything, and then now he's just in a whole nother direction. But he wouldn't even, like he said, he wouldn't change it for nothing. You know what I mean? So, but just, I connected with him just like on a, just hearing him, learn about him. And it was funny because once I started knowing about this guy's, background, history, all that, it was just like, little things that I connected my background to his background connected, and it just felt like we were on a personal level, even though I never even met the guy. You know what I mean? And, just when he spoke, so he was speaking right to me, like sometimes, and, but he, it's just, again, more things, like I said, to have faith, to have faith no matter what, because, God can make anything happen, like I said, you think you got a picture or plan, and it's big, and you're thinking that big compared to what he's got planned for you, so, yeah.
What if from the past?
From the past, man, that's a hard one, man. Kobe Bryant.
Why?
Well, honestly, I grew up, original Lakers fan my whole life as a kid. So and obviously, one of the best basketball players ever. But just for what he stood for, you know what I mean? The value. And if anybody knew anything about, Kobe, you had just the persistence. You know what I mean? Putting in that work when nobody else was putting in that work. Everyone else was playing around. I mean, they were putting in work when it was time. They thought it was practice time, but he was putting in that extra OT. That going that extra mile that no one didn't want to. People look at you like you're crazy. But yeah, that'd be him.
Nice. The Inky Johnson one is a first, so that's a good one. I have one more question for you. Why did you decide to partner with us and offer the discounts?
Really just what you guys stand for. Just the connection we built, throughout the time meeting us throughout these months. We hit it off, pretty well, right out the gate, I thought, and everything, you just talked about stood for, and, how motivated you were. It's awesome, it's very hard to see another motivated person as motivated as, you are. A lot of people out here, again, they talk a good game, but they don't really back it up. And from the day I met you, you seem motivated, and every time I, again, see you every day, or every couple, week or every other week, you know what I mean? You're constantly, just moving and grooving, man, everywhere, so that's what I really liked about it. And then, like I said, what you guys really stand for, what you guys are trying to do with your movement, and really just trying to change things. And just thought it was a pretty good choice.
Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Well, Joe, that's all the questions I have. How can people find you, and what is one thing you want to leave people with?
They can find us at gonzoenterpriseohio.com, as well as our Facebook business page, Gonzo Enterprise. And to leave you guys with, really just to stay positive, man. The world's crazy these days, and there's a lot of, change everywhere, and a lot of people's opinions. And a lot of people, they hear one opinion or they get one voice in their head, man, or even a few voices, and they just get discouraged real easy. I'd just say be around, like-minded people, around people that really, got real intentions for you. And, don't let anybody stop you, man. If you got a goal in mind or a dream, you want to do it, nobody's going to make it happen besides you. Even some of your closest loved ones that you'll think that want to be there, and you want to, so excited to help you, all this, but then sometimes they'll be the ones that'll be the first ones to discourage you. You know what I mean? I've got a lot of help and more stuff, just done naturally for me, just through strangers, throughout, that I meet throughout my career, just networking and just meeting genuine people. So, yeah, man, like I said, just, don't let anybody stop you, like I said, because a lot of people, like I said, they get discouraged, from just, a lot of people that never, were scared to take the leap of faith, and then, they're, live their life with regret, and now they just want to rub it off on everybody else. You know what I mean? So anybody that's, trying to help or do good, anything positive out there is never going to, discourage you, man. They're 9 times out of 10 are going to help you if you ask for it.
Yeah, I agree. The people that are bigger than you usually want to help you because they know what it took to get there.
And don't be afraid to ask for help. That's also a big thing too. You can't do this thing alone. You got to have a team. You got to have a network of people. You know what I mean? That are willing to help you, and you help them as well.
Well, Joe, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
No problem.